Okay, so we left off in the last video where we were finally able to eliminate z, and by doing that we ended up with two linear equations with x and y. We eliminated x, so we were able to solve for y. Now, as I was stating at the end of the last video, I'm going to take and put 2 in for y to the first equation. So I get negative x plus 2 times 2 equals 3. Negative x plus 4 equals 3. Again, if you do this mentally, you get negative x equals negative 1, and that's by subtracting 4 to both sides. And then if you go ahead and divide or multiply by negative 1 to get x by itself, you get x equals 1. So now we have what x equals. So you can go ahead and you can plug that into wherever you want to get that. I would choose one of these top equations that we just did again. In this case, well, now that we have x and y, we're going to have to get z. That's what we don't know. So you're going to want to now take and put x and y into one of the 3 equations. So I'm going to choose the top one. So I'm going to rewrite x plus y plus z equals 7. I'm going to substitute in x, which is 1. I'm going to substitute in y, which is 2. I don't know, z equals 7. Combine like terms, 3 plus z equals 7. When I subtract 3 from both sides, I get z equals 4. We have an ordered triple. X comes first, that's 1. Y comes second, that's 2. And z comes third, that's 4. And that is your solution. Okay, I want you to go ahead and try a couple on your own. If you don't get these solutions, make sure that you go ahead and reach out to me, and I will be happy to help you along with them. So I want you to try number 6. And number 6 is m plus 2n equals 6. And negative 2m plus 4n equals 28. Your solution should be negative 4, 5. M is negative 4, n is 5. Number 7. Nope, I don't want you to do that one. Scratch that. We just did that one together. The one I do want you to do, so sorry, is 4x minus 2y equals 10. And 3x minus y equals 12. That solution, x is 7 and y is 9. The next one I want you to do is 4w minus 4z equals negative 8. And negative 3w plus 5z equals 0. Your solution will be negative 5, negative 3. So w is negative 5, z is negative 3. Okay, so you may want to pause the video and try those. I'm going to continue on and go to the next section of our guided notes, which is again some problem solving. Now that we know how to eliminate, it says solve using 2 equations and 2 variables. Use either elimination or substitution to solve. So you have choices, whatever you prefer to use. I'm going to show a couple. I'll use the one method in one and maybe switch to the other method in another one. So number 1 says the sum of 2 numbers is 21 and their difference is 5. What are the numbers? I'm going to start out with x being the larger number. And I'm going to identify y as the smaller number. Okay, so the first thing says the sum of the 2 numbers is 21. The larger number plus the smaller number means equals 21. Their difference. The larger number minus the smaller number is 5. To me, the simplest thing to use here is elimination. Why? Because if I look at my y's, I have the same coefficient and opposite signs. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate by adding 1x plus 1x is 2x. The y's are gone. 21 plus 5 is 26. Divide by 2. X is 13. So I know that my larger number is 13. To get the smaller number, I'm going to simply just substitute it back into one of them. So I'll do 13 plus y equals 21. You can do this mentally and subtract 13, and y equals 8. So the larger number is 13. The smaller number, I I forgot my number symbol. The smaller number is 8. Okay, so that's good. We used elimination for that one. Let's go on to the next one. There are 812 students in a school. There are 36 more girls than boys. How many girls are there? So I'm going to let G represent the number of girls. I'm going to let B represent the number of boys. Okay, there are 812 students in the school, so that's going to mean girls plus boys equals 812. This statement, there are 36 more girls than boys, so that means girls equals 36 more than boys. So my other equation is G equals 36 plus B. Well, since this is already solved in terms of G, it makes sense to go ahead and substitute. So I'm going to take wherever there's a G, and I'm going to substitute in 36 plus B plus that B equals 812. Okay? So now, combine like terms, 36 plus 2B equals 812. Subtract your 36. And you get 2B equals 776. When I take half of that, I get B equals 388. So we know there's 388 boys, but they're asking how many girls. So let me just plug it back in. So girls equals 36 plus 388. So that means girls are 424. So there are 424 girls. Again, you could have created an equation that looked a little different, and you could have used a different method. You might have used elimination. Let's go on to number 3. There are 26 times as many students in Lincoln High School as teachers. When all the teachers and students are seated in a 900-seat school auditorium, only 9 seats are unoccupied. How many students are at Lincoln High School? All right, so we have T for the number of teachers and S for the number of students. Okay. All right, so let's see what that first statement says. There are 26 times as many students in Lincoln High School as teachers. What does that mean? Students equal 26 times the amount of teachers. So one of my equations is S equals 26T. Okay. Next it says when the teachers and students are all seated in the 900-seat school auditorium, only 9 seats are unoccupied. So that means we are going to have teachers plus students equals 900 minus 9, because 9 of the seats don't have anyone in it. And 900 minus 9 is 891. It makes sense again to use substitution because we already have S solved in terms of itself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in S right there. So I'm going to get T plus 26T equals 891. I add like terms and get 27T equals 891. 27 does go in evenly. How many times? 33. Says there's 33 teachers, okay? Well, it wants to know the number of students. So I'm going to take students equal 26 times 33. When you multiply that, you should get 858. So there are 858 students. All right, so we got that one done. All right, let's go. I'll just box these since I didn't box my answers, but just in case you're looking. Okay, let's go to the last one. This is a kind of a cute one. Since my uncle's farmyard appeared to be overrun with chickens and dogs, I asked him how many of each he had. Being a puzzler as well as a farmer, my uncle replied that his dogs and chickens had a total of 148 legs and 60 heads. How many dogs and how many chickens does my uncle have? So I'll just use D to represent the number of dogs his uncle has, and C for the number of chickens. So first of all, you have to think about each animal. So we know that a dog has one head, and so does a chicken. So the head of one dog plus the head of one chicken equals a total of 60 heads. For our next equation, it says there's a total of 148 legs. You have to think of a dog. How many legs does a dog have? 4 legs on a dog. How many legs does a chicken have? 2 legs equals 148. Okay, so you could use substitution or elimination again for each of these, but I think I'm going to use substitution. No, I'm not. I meant to say I'm going to use elimination. So I'm going to take the first equation, D plus C, and I'm going to multiply that by -2. Why? Because when I look at the system, right now I don't have the same coefficient or opposite signs for either the D or C, but if I multiply the first one by -2, my C's will become same coefficient and opposite signs. I'm just going to write it below. So -2 times D is -2D, -2 times C is -2C, equals -2 times 60 is -120. I'm going to add 4D plus -2D is a 2D. 2C plus -C is gone. It eliminates, equals 148 plus -120, which is 28. Divide, take half of 28, and you get 14. So there are 14 dogs. We're not done though. We also have to know the number of chickens. So now you can take and insert your dogs in to either equation. I'll just go over here. So I get 14 plus the chickens equals 60. You can do this mentally if you want and get C equals 46. So there are 46 chickens and 14 dogs. Okay, so that completes the lesson on elimination. Now you know 3 different methods for solving systems of equations. Once you feel confident with this, feel free to go ahead and work on the homework. Again, you will be submitting a picture of your completed guided notes that you just finished, and you will be completing a picture of your homework. So that will probably take maybe 2 different submissions for you to do. I will make sure that I allow several because I know some of you write large when you go to submit it. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I hope by next week to be able to set up Microsoft Teams so that during my office hours you will be able to we can video chat together if we need to on something you're having trouble with. So please look out for any messages I send about that, and have a great day. See you soon. Bye.